This is Odin here. I'm not looking at the camera right now because that would be burning my retinas out. It's dark. It's about 6 o'clock in the evening, and it's November, so it's already pretty much as dark as it gets in the night. So I wanted to talk more about productivity, which I touched on yesterday. I want to talk about the concept of momentum, which is a great concept. I'm not talking about physics momentum, I'm talking about momentum in productivity and lifestyle and creativity and such. And what that means is, like, rather than sometimes doing huge amounts of work, when you start learning a skill, you just do a little bit of it every day. Every day you just do a little bit, tiny bit. Just to build it up as a habit and get used to it. So I can demonstrate with an example that I think that relates to music production, which I've been into for quite a while. So let's say, and I did pretty much this, but let's say I wanted to learn dubstep, to learn to make dubstep. Now, back in 2010-11, when that was big, I didn't really listen to it. I heard some Skrillex, normal stuff. But I was really curious about it because it seemed so huge, and I wanted to try to make it because it seemed like a fun genre. And I did it. I made a huge mistake, which was in the education system, when you learn to write, you don't learn write. You don't have like an exercise which is write in the style of J.K. Rowling or write in the style of Charles Dickens. You have to write a short story, and these are the criteria that your story has to contain for it to qualify as the genre of short story. And you get like a checklist, and that's the thing they focus on, that it has to qualify as that specific genre. So when I wanted to learn dubstep, I asked, what are the things, the properties of a dubstep song? What makes something qualify as being dubstep? And okay, you have the 140 BPM halftime, you have a wobbly bass line, hard drums, cutting synths, and okay, it has to contain those things to check out as dubstep. And rather than focusing on making a cool song, making a song like Skrillex or some artist that I liked, or making something that I enjoyed, I focused on making dubstep. Oh, it has to qualify as dubstep. And so the next thing, after reading on the properties and making some total crap, I looked for how to make dubstep videos, and there are a bunch of tutorials on YouTube for all genres, for anything really. But most of these people have not really a very good idea of what they're doing. They're not very good, and they too have a very intellectualized view of it, that it has to contain these things, even though it doesn't sound anything like a commercial track or a good track. It contains those things that makes it check out as dubstep, and so they teach you that, and you just try to follow follow that process, which is basically a checklist of things. Now, this didn't really lead anywhere because it really makes you focus on the completely wrong thing, which should be making something you enjoy, recreating the experience you get from listening to a dubstep song. And it gets you very, very concerned with technical stuff. It really isn't that important in the beginning, because what's important is to build momentum, it's to build a habit and to build experiences, reference experiences. If you don't have reference experiences with making something, when you try to learn, it doesn't even make sense. You focus on the wrong things. So what I should have done was just to, well, if I wanted to make dubstep, which is hypothetical now, I should have listened to some cool dubstep, found something I liked, some specific thing I liked about it, and tried to just make something that kind of sounded like that. But I was very concerned with like, no, it has to be like my own unique sound, which is ridiculous when you're starting out, because you have no idea what you're doing, and you should focus on learning. And a much better way to learn is to just recreate what the professionals do rather than following shitty tutorials. And yeah, what I should have done was just do that, listen to the music, try to recreate the experience with the knowledge of production I had, and just work a little bit at it every day, and set the bar for what the result from every day should be really low, because that way you don't create blocks. I can talk about that in another video, but you don't create those creative blocks that comes from perfectionism for yourself, and you just get into the habit of taking action. And at the same time, you gradually improve your skills, your knowledge, and get a lot more reference experiences. So that when you do want to learn something specific, you have an experience and a concrete problem to pin it on. Like now, I'm still struggling to figure out how to make the right aspect ratio to work together with my phone camera and YouTube, what frame rate, all that sort of stuff. But I think that every day I learn a little tiny bit of knowledge, and I just implement that gradually. And if I just keep doing it, eventually I will not only have the habit of taking action to actually create content, but I will also gradually build up the skills and knowledge for it to be quality content. And it takes time, no matter how you do it, it's gonna take time, but using momentum like this is the best way, at least for me. I know, I've figured out that. So yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about. Could probably explain it better, but I think it's pretty covers most of the gist of it. Right now I'm heading to my parents, eat dinner. There's an ice skating park, tiny one. Used to go there as a kid, and I hated being cold. It's so cold. You get cocoa, so it's nice. So yeah, that's it for today, and I'll see you tomorrow.